expressions, we want to find a lowest common denominator within each of these fractions. Now when you see something like this, a 1/2 times a 3x plus 1, this can simply be written as 1 times 3x plus 1, which is 3x plus 1 all over 5. So I'm first going to rewrite each of these as a fraction. 7 would be over a value of 1. This would be an x minus 1 all over 2, and then we have a minus 2x over 1. So similarly to adding and subtracting rational expressions, we want to find a lowest common denominator. So my lowest common denominator, I'm going to look at the 5, the 1, the 2, and the 1. My common denominator between all of these values would be 10. So then I need to create each of these so they have a common value of 10. So I am going to multiply this entire expression, or you can think of multiplying each of these expressions by 10. And what happens when you do that, so a little bit different than adding and subtracting rational expressions, is when we multiply every one of these values by 10, I'm going to simplify this 10 over 5. Well, 10 divided by 5, this 5 disappears and becomes a whole number 2. So I'm left with 2 times 3x plus 1. 10 divided by 1 is just 10, so I'm going to multiply the 7 by 10. 10 divided by 2 simplifies to just a 5 times an x minus 1. And then I'm going to multiply this minus 2x by 10 as well. All right, so now we want to expand this expression, collect all of our like terms. So when we do that, we get a 6x plus 2 minus 70 on the left side of my equation. On the right side of my equation, I'm going to get a 5x minus 5, and then this will end up to be a 20x. I am now going to collect like terms on both sides, so I get a 6x minus 68 is equal to a negative 15x minus 5. And so what this ends up to be is a simple linear equation. So how do we solve a linear equation? We want to bring our x's to one side and our numbers to the other side. So I'm going to bring my negative 15x over here so that my x is positive. I'm going to bring my negative 68 to this side. When I do that, I get a 21x on the left of my equation and a positive 63 on the right side of my equation. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 21, and I get a solution of x equals 3. And that is how you solve a rational equation.